Hello Internet, I'm Dan.
And I'm Chaz.
Oh, and I'm David.
Yeah, and this is the Wine Serious Business Show, episode 55. Alright, so I kind of lined this show up because I really like Bordeaux, and I get really excited about it, but I haven't had a lot of young Bordeaux. And these half bottles came into a local wine shop and got really excited about trying them. I actually purchased them beforehand, and just had them. I was like, we should do a show on these because one, I've just never had Bordeaux of this caliber that's this young. So,
And I'm not terribly excited about Bordeaux. I generally think it's too expensive. I've had a couple good ones, but I have no confidence in my ability to pick it. Have been disappointed too many times, wasted too much money. I don't really spend much time exploring it. Definitely worse than Burgundy, because I've had some Burgundies that I consider to be affordable that have been winners for me. The only Bordeaux that have made a difference for me, I consider to be like out of my price range for even somewhat regular drinking. They'd be like special occasion, once a year bottles. And I haven't been able to discover any consistency with it, so I'm biased. And before we get too far into this is our friend David. We made reference to him in numerous episodes that we've done.
if you see our Facebook page, he posts on it a lot.
Yeah, so
Typically hating on us.
good friend.
I'm joking. Good to get reactions.
Yeah. Good friend, been drinking with him for a while and agreed to do some Bordeaux. What's your take on Bordeaux?
So, I really love Old Bordeaux. I don't really...
1966?
Yeah, that's a good year. No, really, it is. So, yeah, I like Old Bordeaux. I think that there's been some things happening in Bordeaux that I disagree with in the, last 20 years. Primarily having to do with a particular fellow. But,
Robert Parker. I'll just say it.
yeah, I think that he's shifting what has been it's becoming something that it wasn't. So, but the older Bordeaux's I really like. And even off vintages like 78. It's not bad, but 78.
Well, not considered
really
a great vintage.
Right, exactly.
That's more of the point. So.
And even 82 was kind of like the first things where things slowly started to shift. But 1990. There's some fantastic wines.
When you're talking about shifting, like how did they shift?
It's bigger wines. That was like the first modern vintage, right? Okay. So, yeah, I do like, there's certainly plenty of new Bordeaux that I like as well, and I haven't been burned on the price thing as much as Dan has. Of course it happens. I think it happens anywhere, but I think that
you gotta shop for deals.
Yeah, you gotta shop for deals, and I think there are traditional wines, especially from the garage. You can get like $25 bottles of wine that are pretty killer.
That's some good advice. Okay. Yeah.
Shop around, baby. Do some reading. So, we're going to start with the 2006. I guess I should talk about the wines first.
Yeah.
Both of these are 2006 vintage, and both of them are second growth Bordeaux's, I believe. And
by pretty much anybody's measure, these are both too young to drink, right?
Right.
This isn't...
Probably not, but 2006 was a cool vintage. I think it's reading into it, it was a great vintage. It just was overshadowed by 05. And then 07 came in right behind it. That was is considered not such a great vintage. And so 06 kind of just got lost in the mix. Like no one ever talked about it.
Because prices were still high.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, these weren't cheap. We'll put it that way. We were talking about doing a baller show at some point, and it was like, let's do some Bordeaux.
Some tiny bottles.
Tiny bottles, yeah.
So we'll share the experience with you guys. See what you think. And these are pretty high volume, right? There. A lot of this. There's a pretty fair amount of this stuff out there. So if you've had these wines, we'd love to hear your opinions on them too. Put it down in the comments. Link up your tasting notes if you're on Grape Stories. That'd be great.
I like the way this is going.
You would.
I know. I do like bigger wines.
It's a lot of big modern fruit.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
Don't get me wrong.
Sawdust.
It smells pretty delicious.
Yeah. Oak,
But
like some barnyard underneath, I think.
Yeah. A little bit of dirty.
Cow barn for those of you who grew up in agriculture.
Cow pie.
A little bit.
A little poopiness.
But it's big, but it's. I think it's contained. It's not like it's pure fruit bomb.
Right.
Yeah,
And
like
there's
some blackberry.
there.
Yeah, a little bit of heat on there, but not a whole lot. It's not blowing me up, which is
A little bit of black licorice too. A little bit of black licorice.
Oh, nice.
I'm liking that.
13.5.
Maybe a little bit of sour cherry too. Like there is kind of like a little bit of funk note.
Yeah.
I like the way this smells quite a bit.
Yeah, and there's some minerality as well.
I like
a lot more approachable on the start than I expected, which is really nice. Like you do get a little bit of the minerality he was talking about on the nose, I think, a little bit of dark fruit, and a bit of a soft touch early on. The tannin dries up more towards the back end, but it starts out pretty approachable.
It starts out real soft, but man, the tannins really come in strong towards the mid palate, like in the mid palate.
I'm getting, like, right when I put it in my mouth, the first thing I noticed was alcohol.
Really?
Wow. A little bit of heat and some wood.
The wood is
And these like
definitely there.
grippy wood tannins.
There is some grippy wood there, yeah.
And especially later, but wow, you're more sensitive to the alcohol than I am.
Yeah, I'm not
For
sure.
sure, because I'm not getting that so much right away. But it really dries out at the end, right? Both the wood and I think the grape tannins are firm and full. And I know a lot of people like that. A lot of people drink Cabernet Sauvignon who love Bordeaux, really enjoy that experience. Me, not so much. It does the structure is a dominant part of the experience later. I think the fruit's kind of in the background. It's pretty tasty. Pretty tasty fruit.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I like drink, right?
Does this qualify?
This doesn't qualify
I
as
wouldn't
drink.
call this syrupy by any
But
means.
no, it's large without being syrupy, right? It's large enough without being syrupy, and that I like. So, and there is enough complexity early on, but man, the structure rises up pretty strong later on.
And it's kind of simple. Like it hits nice, and then it kind of dries out. But I'm not getting a whole lot of complexity. I'm not getting a lot of depth to the flavors.
Yeah. So I think I still think the nose is really nice, but for me on the palate and into the finish, like the palate is a little bit, quite a bit step down from the nose, and then yet again a step down on the finish. And for me, I'm getting a lot of wood tannins, which are not.
There is a lot of
my
sawdust
style.
in this. It's like really.
And it is like that drying mouth,
Oh, totally.
kind of like, it feels like I just licked some hardwood. And
You do that a lot?
That's what she
I
said.
do.
That's where the show's going. Yeah. So.
And it's dry even after it's gone. Like that drying sensation still persists. The acidity's low, I would say.
Yeah,
I'm not getting a
big
whole
time.
lot of it there. So I think that accounts partly for that soft touch in the beginning. And it's a bit obscured because the structure, the tannic structure, is so big later.
So you know what I get on the finish? It just goes completely flat for me.
I'm feeling you.
You know, like there's no rise at all. It just goes. It's just flat. It feels like it's departed my tongue. Like I just put a Band-Aid on my tongue, and now I'm like rubbing it with sawdust or something.
I would.
Because there's this weird feeling left. There's no flavors really left.
No,
not
fruit
the finish.
strong.
Yeah, fruit. Yeah, and it's just
Grape
my
stems.
tongue feels like.
Basically grape stems
Which makes me nervous. Like so, even as the structure becomes more gentle with age, right? Like, is there anything to carry through? Is there anything that's going to make this stand out even after 10 years in bottle? I'm not sure.
So what were the scores on this one?
Well, I think we talked about this earlier. So it was
93 Parker.
93 Parker, 93 Tanzer, and 93 Wine Spectator for the extra
92,
now.
I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
87 points, me.
whoa.
Harsh.
Yeah, I don't feel that. I'm gonna go 89 points because I feel like the stuff early on is really nice, and there is some lushness and there is some cool flavors there that I really enjoy. That said, the strength of the finish and the wood tannin, essentially, like the stemminess on the finish, is strong, and it really doesn't do it justice to the rest of the palate. So, yeah.
What'd you say?
The nose is rocking.
I said 87.
And 89.
You're 89.
Yeah, and for me, just to explain that a little bit, I guess, similar experience. I like how it starts out. There's some kind of okay things on the nose, but like other wines that we've reviewed, the fact that the mid and the finish, the texture's off, that's a big deal to me. It's low acidity. I'm a sucker for acidity pretty much across the board, and there isn't like this depth and interest in character. Maybe it'll develop over time, maybe not, but I'm not excited about it now.
Yeah. I'm kind of similar. I think that, I'm worried about the evolution. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I think the whole, I don't necessarily buy into Bordeaux young, but
Do you drink much in Bordeaux?
No.
Yeah, I need to. That's one thing you keep in mind with this show, that we have very
No,
little
I mean-
experience in young Bordeaux.
Yeah, I have, I don't like plan on doing it, but I go to tastings with it, right? But,
Sure.
And that's what's made me learn I don't want to drink my own young.
Mm-hmm.
So
everything I buy, I just sit on.
Yeah, exactly, and that's from experience. So this does worry me because I do find it a little lacking on the finish, and I don't find the acidity there that I think would carry it into the age. And the wood tannins,
Right.
I don't think are necessarily going to come into balance with the fruit because I think it's lacking the fruit, right? So it's out of balance now, and I think that a wine that's out of balance now isn't necessarily going to come into balance later. It might be shut now, which this is shut, but it's also not in balance. So yeah, you know what? I'm kind of going. I think it will improve, but not to a point where I think I'm going to be excited about it. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it'd ever get there for me. So yeah, I'd go probably. I'd go 87 as well.
And what was the price?
$59 for both of them.
And of course, if you're on the ball, if you're in a big market, you can get this stuff for less. But roughly, so that's what, $120 for a 750.
Yep.
Then, no way.
Yeah, but in 05, this was released at 170 a bottle, and this was released at like 200 a bottle.
Wow.
So prices did go down quite a bit.
But this was 98 points or something in
98
05,
points,
right?
and this was 97 in
Yeah.
05.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So, and to be fair, he made Chaz made a really good point too that we don't drink a lot of Bordeaux, so certainly our being biased against it is partially a product of lack of experience, right? So we're trying to educate our palates as well. Those of you who are more experienced, you're going to appreciate things that we don't, right?
Right, because you guys might have the foresight that we don't, and so we don't have that gauge.
The
that
opinion of
Parker
two guys,
and
three
everyone
guys.
else has.
Yeah.
People that drink a shit ton of young and old Bordeaux. So.
What do we got here? What is this?
Yeah, the 2006 Ducru Beaucaillou.
Sure.
Beaucaillou? Yeah.
I'm sorry for our French again. Sorry.
Beaucaillou. Yeah. I'm really
We're American
bad
here.
Yeah, we're American. But yeah, St. Julien.
Both wines.
Second girl.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Darker.
Smells
Seems darker.
nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Smells totally better. I'm actually
Yeah.
excited about
Yeah.
this on the nose here.
Now we're getting this
Still
spicy flavors.
Yeah, still big fruit, but
Some blackberries, some stems, some seasoned salt.
Yeah. Cooking spices.
oh man, and then
Tasty
trailing
kitchen.
away, you pull it away. Yeah, I definitely get the kitchen spices and,
Yeah.
and some clove.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, a little bit of roast beef. This is like the fruit, the tannic structure, and the oak all working together. Like later, I'm getting just this faint amount of heat on it, not destructive at all. It works with the package on the nose. I'm really.
Yeah, I'm not
enjoying how it
getting the
smells.
heat actually. I'll probably get it on the palate, but yeah, I totally dig I think this is pure, beautiful, integrated, soft
Yeah.
nose.
A little bit of vanilla there too. Good stuff.
Fruit, really pretty fruit. I mean, not like I don't mean like goopy fake fruit stuff. This is like old world fruit. Right?
Did you think that about the Cos? Like goopy fake fruit on the Cos? No.
On the nose, no, but I did get. I didn't get what I would traditionally associate with like old world Bordeaux fruit.
Okay.
You know,
Is this?
more for me? Yeah.
Okay.
Because this also has like this I get some like these earthy aromas that go with it, right? You get and like
It's not
I
as
get
goopy
graphite on
as
it
the
too.
Cos, but it's
It's not
this
but
whereas this really has it. It's like the fruit.
it's
is-
almost got some like slate going on there too.
Sure.
the cooking spice is really good. It's good
Yeah.
shit.
But like and some salt, some like seasoned salts.
Again, good on contact. Touches down nicely. Definitely more acidity here right out of the gate. Getting some good blackberry fruit again. Oh, the acidity is really building later.
But the fruit is still there.
Yeah, the fruit
This
is
doesn't
solid
disappear.
throughout.
The Cos that disappeared. This is still carrying through the finish. This is
Yeah.
Even since I set it down, the acidity is running out. Fruit's carrying with it. Tannins are together. They're there. They're strong, but they're part of the package. They're a
It's
little
all-
woody.
It's
But,
balanced.
It's balanced though, right? I mean, all the components are there. Like you get the fruit, you get the tannin, and the acid, and they're all in balance and in harmony.